Sorry, all the live viewers. We love you. Hello? We're back. Okay. Sorry again, everyone. That was intense. It was technical. It was difficult. It's what we in the biz like to call technical difficulties. But we're back now.
We are back.
We're back now.
Anyways, so yeah, we were talking about anime and
Yes,
how just
basketball anime.
Yeah.
To be specific.
And like how great life would be if life was as basic as an anime is like if your sole ambition and goal in life was to just, have one thing that you just have to be the best at. Like, what if you were born in, I'm sure there are people like that, like Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps, yeah.
Something about Michael Jackson,
Michael Jackson. I imagine his childhood was terrible because of it. But like the ones who had a choice, like Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps, who got to choose this is what I want to dedicate my entire being to. I want to be the best swimmer. And, maybe smoke a little weed on the side and get in trouble for it. But,
that's just a story arc.
Yeah, it's part of the
Phelps'
story
anime,
arc.
yeah.
And then he just started doing commercials and still made bank over there. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's just something that only exists for very specific people in the real world. But I feel like it would be great to just be born and they're like, into a world where the only thing that matters is just one thing. And it could be any one thing, but it's like cooking anime. Nobody gives a fuck about anything in cooking animes but cooking. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
It's like
or that anime where they all gamble.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about anything other than gambling.
I like that. I like how specific our world's so wide and so much variety.
I just need us to narrow everything down to one specific thing.
Let's get it all down to one thing.
And then we all need to fight to see who's the best at
Yes.
that thing.
Yeah, and and then you leave when you're fucking, 10 years old and your whole focus in life is to be the best at that thing. Your parents don't even give a fuck that you just left.
No, they're proud.
They're proud. They're like, yeah, he left at 10 years old to get his hunter's license.
Just like his father.
Yeah, just like his father, who was also somehow a prodigy, But anyways, yeah, so anime. It's a great time.
Yeah. Cool.
But that's what I've been doing, just animeing it up.
I watched a movie this week, but it wasn't the best movie I've ever seen, but it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen.
What was it?
It was called No Escape, I think. It didn't have any, the title's kind of misleading. It was about this, drug addict girl who was, running away, and she stops at a rest stop, and then, finds this little girl tied up in a car, and then she has to, figure out who the person in the rest stop is that has the girl tied up. I don't know. It was okay. It was worth watching.
Really? It makes me think of just whenever you would go to Redbox in the early days and you just get any random horror thriller movie.
It was like that. It had that vibe. When you go to Redbox and you get one of those movies, but then it ends up being better than you expected it to be. That's how that movie was.
Really?
It wasn't Hereditary or anything, and it wasn't even scary. It was kind of more of a thriller, but it was decent.
That's good. Those are always fun.
It was worth mentioning on the podcast.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
It's get some popcorn.
It's a good popcorn movie. It's on Hulu. I think it's a Hulu original.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out, dude.
Yeah.
I haven't had a good just B-rated popcorn flick in a while. Oh, I did see. I went with my sister and my girlfriend and my nephew, little
tell
nephew.
me y'all went to see Bob's Burgers. Is that what you're gonna say?
No. This was it for my nephew. We went and saw Lightyear.
Oh, okay. Was it good?
It was good. The cat was the best part.
I've been hearing a lot of negative things about this movie for some reason.
I think people just don't like change. Let's just just amount it all up to that. He looks just dead. But he's not dead, I assure you. He's just relaxing.
Yeah.
But people don't like change, man. And Lightyear it's confusing when you see the trailer, like, because you're like, why'd they do this to Buzz? But it's not actually Buzz the toy. Like, this is like
It's like the movie that the toy is based off
correct.
of.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like supposed to be, and it's like a sci-fi movie. Like, so basically, Buzz is a space ranger, and him and his squad are like, trying to get to this place and like complete a mission, and Buzz fucks up, and somehow they get stranded on this planet. And so like his whole thing is like, I'm not gonna fail my mission no matter what. I'm gonna pursue my mission, and and I'm gonna get everybody off of this planet. And every time he like tries, like they use these crystals, they're trying to get to where they can travel at light speed or whatever. And so to do so, he has to keep testing these crystals. And every time he goes up, he comes down, and and it doesn't work. He comes down, and 4 years has passed on the planet, but only a couple minutes has passed for
okay.
him. So it's
they're doing the Interstellar thing.
literally Interstellar. So every time he goes up, he comes down, and his friends, like his best friends, are getting older, and they're creating a colony on the planet, and like all this stuff. And so he's not really getting to experience what they're doing, but like he comes back and they're just getting older and having kids and then grandkids and then dying.
Oh, fun. Okay.
And so
they're just expanding on the Interstellar like paradox. That's fun.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
fun. And like the cat, he actually gets the cat the first time he comes back. Like he's commissioned this cat robot named Socks.
Okay, good. It's a robot. I was like, I can't take a fucking cat.
No.
Every 4-year cat experience. Like,
No.
no.
No, it's
That's
a
gonna be
robot
sad as
cat
hell.
that was given to him for his PTSD from like his friends aging 4 years or whatever, every time he goes up and comes down. And the cat is like, hi, my name is Socks. Like I'm your PTSD like cat or whatever. And he's like, I noticed, he's like, yeah, you've been gone for 4 years. That means you haven't had a birthday party in 4 years. And like, throws him like a little birthday party. He's like, yeah, I'm good. He like brushes him off, but the cat ends up being like super helpful and super funny. The cat's like literally the best part of the whole movie.
I'm gonna have to watch it. That sounds like a good time.
It's a good time.
Is it on Disney Plus or is it only in theaters right now?
I think it's going to be on Disney Plus next month.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, it's definitely worth a watch on Disney Plus. But it was like, we went for my nephew because he's like obsessed with Buzz Lightyear and Woody. Like he
Does
calls
he
him.
say to infinity and beyond at least once? In
Oh,
the movie?
dude, they make it so.
Epic.
It's not
Extra?
epic. It's like
Cheesy? Corny?
depressing.
Oh God.
Like the way that they did, because like it's like him and his best friend. The other space ranger lady. Like she's like, you're gonna figure this out, but she's like to infinity, and like they do this thing where they like put their fingers, and it's like and beyond. And later, I don't want to spoil it, but like it just
obviously.
yeah,
Oh, man.
it'll make you cry.
Oh,
It's Pixar, man. They're good at that.
You already
stuff.
know, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go into a Pixar movie expecting not
Not
to
to
shed
cry,
a few tears. Yeah.
Oh, dude, you would think there's no way to make someone cry over Buzz Lightyear, but they figured it
You know how
out.
many times I've already cried over Buzz Lightyear?
In the originals. Yeah, but it's worth a watch. Like if you like Pixar and you're not like just like a stone-hearted, human being who just can't handle the fact that there's change in the world, you'll enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's that simple.
Cool.
But anyways, yeah. So and Devin wanted to be here. Trust us, but he's been working hard out in the fucking fields, dude. They got him working, and so
He's on the secret mission.
the secret mission. Yeah, and so he'll be back next week. We're gonna try and stream some TMNT Shredder's Revenge this week, probably sometime. Maybe get Alonesy Jonesy up in there because we need 4 people at least. We need 4 turtles, and there's only 3 of us, so we're gonna get a 4th turtle on there, and it's gonna be fun. So check that out later this week, and we'll post about it. But let's jump on over to the video game news, Brent Bass. There's not much, by the way.
No, not a ton. Not a ton.
You can
But,
take us to the limit first, dude.
Yeah, we don't claim any of this news as our own.
No, we don't. Yeah,
Just so you guys know that.
we just steal articles from other websites and we bring them here.
Yeah.
that way, and that way we know.
facts.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If you missed your chance to play Overwatch 2 during the game's first beta test, your next shot at giving the game a whirl before it hits shelves this fall is here. The second beta test for Overwatch 2 begins June 28th and will feature the game's newest character, Junker Queen, as well as a new map. Even better, the servers will be open for not only PC players, but those playing on console as well. Blizzard announced the big news on the official Overwatch Twitter account, revealing the date for the beta. The new feature players will get to test out and the sign-up date, June 16th. The developer also shared more details about the beta and will be announced on June 16th, meaning even more exciting reveals could be on the horizon.
Okay. Yeah, I did just realize that Ollie's penis is constantly on the window.
It is what it is.
It is, yeah. Brian says cocks out for the boys. So yeah, just know we're gonna put a censor bar later. So if you're getting to watch this without the censor bar, just consider
Enjoy
yourself
the show.
lucky.
Yeah.
And no, I'm just kidding. We're not gonna put a censor bar. But so okay, that's interesting for that game that I'm not excited about at all.
Yeah.
I don't know many people who are, but I'm sure it'll do all right.
There's somebody out there.
It's like Overwatch 2. Yeah.
The Overwatch 1 had such a big fan base at one point that it's like there's bound to be somebody out there that's just flipping
waiting,
shit,
dude.
You know what I mean? Like.
Oh yeah, for sure. So let me see. I had some interesting news. Where is it? Oh yeah, I figured this would be important to bring up because we talked a little bit about the 1,000 explorable planets on Starfield.
Right.
Apparently, Todd Howard, like afterwards, like they did that extra show. Remember where it was just like, oh, we're gonna do a deep dive on all the stuff. Apparently. Amid a huge amount of new information on Starfield from the Xbox Bethesda showcase, likely the most discussed detail was Todd Howard's announcement that the upcoming sci-fi RPG will include 1,000 fully explorable planets. Howard has now told IGN more about the game's approach to procedural generation.
Yeah, they're not really explorable.
He's like 1,000, but only one is No, but what it offers and assured us that players can ignore them in favor of a huge amount of fully handcrafted content if they want to. So speaking to IGN, Howard addressed the huge reaction, blah, blah, blah. Okay, while Howard says that the team will offer a future deep dive into exactly how that content was made and how it feels in action, he offered us a glimpse into the thinking around it centered on a single philosophy. We try to say yes as much as possible. We do a lot of procedural generation in Starfield, but I would keep in mind that we've always done that, Howard explained. It's a big part of Skyrim in terms of questing and some other things we do. We generate landscape using procedural systems, so we've always kind of worked on it. The Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall is one we look at a lot in terms of game flow, and we had been developing some procedural technology and doing some prototypes, and it really started coming to a head with Starfield, and that we think we can do this.
Daggerfall is really big too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. He's like, so it starts with, can you even pull it off visually, blah, blah, blah. But basically, he's saying a lot of the planets are going to be procedurally generated.
Like
but
No Man's Sky, kind of?
Yes. But he's saying that there's going to be a lot of planets that aren't. Like, there's going to be major planets. All the major planets are not going to be
They're going to be
procedurally
like handcrafted,
generated.
yeah.
Yes. But all the extra ones will be.
So what I'm getting from that is that there will probably be like planets where you can land that are procedurally generated that have like loot and like, stuff you can get for resources and shit. So you'll probably be landing, like you need a reason to go to these procedurally generated planets, So I'm thinking maybe like, resources or something, or maybe treasure on the planet. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
it'll definitely be resources because this is going to be a crafting heavy game, apparently, which is fine. I hope that the crafting is more so like a secondary thing. Like you don't really need to craft unless you want. I'm not a huge crafter.
To be honest, it looks like they're doing a lot with like the settlements and stuff like they did with Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Which, was probably my least favorite part about Fallout 4, but I know a lot of people were really into that. You know what I mean? So like I know some people will be like super psyched about that. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
And I'm not opposed to having the ability to have a super detailed crafting system. I like the idea of crafting my ship. I think that's fun. You know what I mean? I like the idea of like expanding my ship to this massive fucking like freighter. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah. I mean, as long as the crafting isn't like, intrusive. That's kind of my thing. It's like I hope it's something that's there as like, hey, do you feel like you've done everything but you want more? Here's the crafting. You know what I'm saying? Like I hope it's not like you have to go do this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want it to
it
be
wouldn't
kind of
really
secondary.
feel much like a Bethesda game if it was something you like had to do. Like I've
Exactly.
never felt like I had to in Fallout, even though it wasn't something you could do through most of the game. Like you could craft lots of shit in Fallout. You know what I mean?
Honestly,
like,
in Fallout 4, I felt like the crafting was just stupid. Like I didn't even touch it. Like
if you level it up, it's actually like really, really like you can get some cool shit. Like
Really?
yeah, absolutely.
that shows you I never leveled it up. I was just like, fuck this.
You
Like
can get your power armored and do all kinds of crazy shit, like fucking targeting systems and like jetpacks and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah. But besides the planets, there was another thing that Devin was interested in that they mentioned, and there is no seamless transitioning from your spaceship to space and back. Like
so, okay.
it's like a load-in thing.
I have seen this. I've seen a lot of people talking about this, pretty upset about it, actually. And I think that's because they've got this visual of like this game. People are already thinking, okay, this is just going to be mega No Man's Sky, So to hear that there's a feature from No Man's Sky that's missing
not in
this
it.
game is like, ooh, like But to me, it's not that big of a deal,
No, me either.
Actually, I have a problem with it in No Man's Sky because I feel like the way you come into planets in No Man's Sky and like land on them, it feels like the scale is wrong or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like it doesn't make any sense. Like, well, also it makes the world smaller.
That's what I'm saying. It makes like you don't really feel like you're at this gigantic planet like when you're pulling into the world like on No Man's Sky. Like I can't think of a single instance where I felt like that when I was playing No Man's Sky. And some of these planets should just be like ridiculously big. You know what I mean? Like black out the whole screen when you're pulling into like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm okay with this, to an like I think this isn't like as big of a deal as it seems to be,
No, I don't think it's that big of a deal because it's only going to make it feel more of a story-focused thing if it has. Okay, I don't know why I thought he just started peeing right now. Like I have like PTSD with him because like he's like somewhat potty trained, but he's like right on the edge. By the way, people on the audio podcast I'm talking about, Podcast Dog 2.0 Ollie here, he like went into like pee position but was just stretching, so I was like, oh no. But anyways, but yeah, so like I honestly think it adds to the RPG feeling of like, like there's got to be a transitional period, going from the planet to space, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. It makes it seem bigger. It makes it seem like there's going to be more to load in,
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I have high hopes, and I'm really expecting this game to be awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I think it might be one of those that comes out, and people are going to be looking for every reason to rip a hole in it. You know what I mean?
Of course, dude.
But, like, I really think it's going to be a banger. I don't know.
I've already had to, like, go to bat for it, like, 5 times, like, since it's been, like, shown off. Like, it's not... and like that's just personal people that I know, so like I know everyone's gonna hate, like, and it's just because Bethesda's easy to hate on for no reason. Like,
yeah.
And like people like to hate on like the things of like, oh well, their games are buggy and stuff, and it's like, yeah, but name a game that's more fun. Like name.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sure. Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas were buggy as fuck, but like, name a better fucking RPG. Like, just name one. Like, go ahead. Tell me one that's more fun and more thought out and just like, yeah, the engines that they use for these games aren't the best, but it's like they put the heart into it. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the world feels real and it feels alive.
Well, I think they're doing a new engine, too, for this one, right? Like...
No, it's like an updated version of the same engine.
Oh, okay.
So like you're still that's why the animations still look the same. Like whenever you like see a person talking and it still looks like a Skyrim NPC but
Yeah.
with like better graphics. It's like, it's the same type of engine but just like better, more updated, but it's still going to be doing the same shit. So I get it. I get why people are upset about that, but I personally think I like that. I've always loved the engine that it's in.
Yeah, me
I don't know
too.
why people hate so hard.
I like that you can just like pick up items and move them around the environment and stuff. Like I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But then again, what do I know? We really don't know too much about it still.
Yeah, but I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely.
That's just my thing with Bethesda. I always give them the benefit of the doubt, even before they were Xbox. And now that they're with Xbox, I gotta give them even more. So
the way that they're like presenting this as like the future of like Bethesda games makes me feel like they're super confident in it. You know what I mean? Like they know they have something great there. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It makes me feel like you didn't feel this kind of like deep-seated confidence when they were presenting Fallout 76. You
Not
know what
at
I
all.
mean? Like, they were just kind of like, here's multiplayer Fallout. Have fun,
yeah, and that's the only game that I've ever felt that way whenever it came to Bethesda.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was their most recent title, and that's why people are
Have a
treating
sour
them
taste
this
in
way.
their mouth, yeah.
Yeah. Now, if it was any other game was the most recent release, like if Fallout 4 was the most recent release, they'd be fine right now. But because
Definitely.
Fallout 76, that's why people are like, well, whenever they tried to do something different, like it fucked up. And so it's like, but I trust them. I trust them on this.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't know. They've had a long time to put into this game, too. Like, Fallout 76 felt a little rushed, you know what I mean? This one, they've made a big deal about how they've spent, like, 10 years working on it and blah, 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 So it's like,
Since the day Todd Howard was born, the first thing he ever spoke was Starfield.
At the moment of conception.
His dad just like at climax. Starfield. Yep, and that's where it began.
Yep.
So, but yeah. Anyways, what you got?
Okay. Let's see. Ubisoft will reveal the future of Assassin's Creed in September, the publisher has announced. As part of its 15th anniversary announcements today, the French company strongly suggested that some kind of Assassin's Creed announcement is on tap for then. Excuse me. The Assassin's Creed team hopes the community will enjoy these celebrations and invite all players to join them this September as they unveil the future of Assassin's Creed during a very special event, Ubisoft said. So, yeah.
Going forward, Assassin's Creed will be a 2D procedurally generated platformer.
Well, we've used procedural generation in the past, so, yeah.
I'm very excited to see what the future holds for the 2D platformer Assassin's Creed. No, I wonder what they could be doing different. Like
Assassin's Creed, Future Warfare.
Yeah, it's like they've already changed it up. They've already basically made Assassin's Creed just like a giant open world fucking RPG. It was basically The Witcher, now. It's no longer just Assassin's Creed. So what are they going to do that's different from that now?
I don't know.
Makes you wonder.
I think they're going to have they said something about like an evolving map like Fortnite or something where like they change.
Oh, yeah, they did
aspects
talk
of the
about this.
map.
Make it stop. Don't do this. Don't do that. I forgot that they said that was going to happen. It's like it's a single player experience. That doesn't need to happen.
What if it does though?
What if it does need to happen?
What if it does though?
I don't know. I mean, I think it will.
Hey, what if it does? Imagine like a map where you're like, building settlements and stuff, you know what I mean? But like man, no, I can't really think of it. It doesn't really need to do it.
No, there's really no
There's
reason.
No reason.
It's like if you build it good enough the first time, you don't need the map to change. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, for DLC, sure, add some shit later or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, maybe if you keep expanding on the map, maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're just gonna keep adding chunks of map, maybe they're gonna put out like France or something, right? And then they just keep adding parts of Europe until like they just have the whole world. You know what I mean?
Like a game as a platform, basically. where like they don't have to put out any more Assassin's Creed. They just like, add shit to it.
I don't know, man.
It's like, yeah,
I'm just throwing. I don't know. I have no vision of what they're gonna do. You know what I mean? But this whole Assassin's Creed Infinity thing has me like really speculating. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Oh, I knew that's what he was going for. But okay, so Assassin's Creed, back to Fallout. It turns out, the big news to no one. Todd Howard said Fallout 5 will come after Elder Scrolls 6. So
yeah, that would be kind of a dick move if they just said, you know what?
More Fallout.
We're going to just skip Elder Scrolls 6 for now.
Yeah, I find it really fascinating that somebody was that there's somebody out there that was just like, what? You mean it's coming after? I just find that crazy. But anyways, uh-oh. Your battery is running low. Oh, give me 1 second, guys.
Oh, gosh.
We got another possible...
if it ain't one thing, it's another.
Always another. Okay, just keep going, Brett.
All right. Yeah, anyways, I'll go ahead and read you guys another article of the news here. You know what I mean? This one's actually a really cool one. Viking survival game Valheim is coming to Xbox and will be included with Xbox Game Pass on both PC and console versions of the subscription service. The PC version will be available on Game Pass this fall, while the Xbox version will launch in early spring 2023 and will come to the Xbox Game Pass service then. Microsoft announced the impending arrival on its Xbox Game Showcase Extended Stream. According to the announcement, the Xbox and Microsoft Store versions of the game will have full cross-play compatibility with the Steam version, which is cool as fuck. Valheim made a splash when it first released in February 2021, and it has been regularly updated with new content like the Hearth and Home update, which adds hot tubs and other homey items. So, that's pretty cool. A lot of people really enjoyed Valheim, and I can't wait to try it out personally because, it's one of those... I've never been a big, survival crafting game kind of guy, but, this game was so well received that, since it's coming to Game Pass, I'll definitely give it a try, I just wasn't willing to, dish out the cash for it. And it's cool that you can play with PC people, so... But, yeah, moving on, let's see... Nintendo has confirmed that Pokemon Snap will be added to the Switch Online and expansion pack on June 24th. Originally released on the N64 in 1999. Holy fuck. Pokemon Snap was a departure from the usual RPGs in the series, as players were tasked with capturing Pokemon on film and not in Pokeballs. Kirby developer HAL Laboratory was responsible for the game, which went on to become a cult hit with Pokemon fans over the decades.
The same people that made the original Smash Bros.
Yeah. And I think they don't still make Smash Bros, do they?
I don't know if HAL Laboratory is a thing anymore. I mean, I know
they still make the Kirby games, right?
I know it's Sakurai. He was the head of HAL Laboratory or something. I don't know. Hold on. I gotta look this up. You keep going.
Okay, well, let's see. At the time when Pokemon only had 2 generations, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Pokemon Snap coming to Nintendo Switch Online, June 24th. Let's see. Okay, this one's actually really cool if you're, a PC guy like myself, but you've got, a mid-tier ass PC that can handle some games and just can't handle others, you know what I mean? On the Xbox app, Microsoft is rolling out a new game performance fit indicator tailored to your specific PC. Under the green install button for a specific game, a tag plays well on similar PCs will show up as a prediction of how Microsoft expects the game to run on your machine. This tag is determined by Microsoft observing a game's performance on machines comparable to yours and is a new feature that's nice to have at a glance look at your PC. That's a nice-to-have, at-a-glance look if your PC can run certain games before the downloaded button is triggered. Sorry, that was a jumble of words there. If your PC doesn't meet minimum requirements, you'll still be able to check what a game's minimum specs are. This tag feature isn't available for every game yet, but will gradually get added. As we continue to learn about the performance of a game on similar PCs, you may not see a performance check for every game, especially recently added games, until we have enough information to share a recommendation. Keep checking back. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool feature. I feel like Steam should do that, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say I was looking it up, by the way. So Sakurai used to work for HAL Laboratory,
Okay.
and then he left and formed his own company. But he was the original creator of Kirby and
HAL
the Super Smash
Laboratory
Bros.
still a thing?
Yes,
And are they still working on the games?
I think they still work on the Smash Bros. Games, but they are not like the, like I guess they just like help Sakurai. You know what I'm saying? So like, so I don't know if they are the main developers. I need to look that up. Like who develops Smash Bros now? Because
Yeah, that's really interesting.
yeah, but I mean he's the main creator. Like even though he was at HAL Laboratories, so he like came up with it. So it's kind of cool, kind of interesting. Oh my goodness, but yeah. So go ahead, keep reading news.
Okay. Activision Blizzard has been facing multiple legal challenges sparked by California Department of Fair Employment and Housing over its workplace culture and its treatment of harassment complaints. The publisher's board of directors says it has now concluded its own investigations. While it acknowledges individual instances of harassment, it claims that the investigation found no evidence of systemic issues at the leadership level. Quote, Activision Blizzard senior executives responded in a timely manner and with integrity and resolved to improve the workplace, reads the report. Quote, while there are some substantiated instances of gender harassment, those unfortunate circumstances do not support the conclusion that Activision senior leadership or the board were aware of and tolerated gender harassment, or that there was ever a systemic issue with harassment, discrimination, or retaliation. Specifically, the report says there is, quote, no evidence that the senior executives intentionally ignored or downplayed gender harassment that was reported, concealed information from the board, or that the board itself ignored or downplayed harassment. It concludes that the criticism of the senior executives, quote, as insensitive to workplace matters is without merit. The report also cites an independent review from Gilbert Casellas, former chair of the EEOC and an authority on workplace harassment issues. Casellas reviewed data and reports ranging from September 1st, 2016 to December 31st, 2021. Mr. Casellas concluded that there was no widespread harassment, pattern or practice of harassment, or systemic harassment at Activision Blizzard or any blah blah blah. They basically go on and on, suck their own dick for like fucking 2 more pages, but like they're basically saying they put their own detectives on the case and that they didn't do anything wrong according to their own fucking detectives that are on their payroll. Like,
Yeah, of course, but I mean that's like just the internal, you know. So like I imagine there's gonna still be an external investigation. You would hope, but like of course the cops aren't gonna fucking find any fault in their own group.
The question is Bobby Kotick still getting fired here? You know what I mean?
He will if Xbox takes over. They've already confirmed that. So, but like that's if, which apparently they still are. So, but as soon as Xbox is in control, which won't be till next year, yeah, Bobby Kotick is out. So,
damn.
But yeah. Anyways, let's see here. So there was some Resident Evil stuff I saw that went down. I don't know if it's a good thing, but Capcom reverses Resident Evil PC upgrade decision after overwhelming community response.
Oh, right. I saw that.
Yeah. So players can now choose between the original release and the upgrade.
That's real, though.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, if you're going to just add a bunch of features and then suddenly my computer that could barely run Resident Evil 7 just suddenly can't run Resident Evil 7 at all anymore, you know what I mean? That's a problem. You know what I mean? Or maybe I like the original look, you know what I mean? For some reason. You know?
Yeah, so the updated versions that lined up with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series upgrades being released added ray tracing and enhanced 3D audio, but also raised the system requirements and caused performance issues for some users, causing many players to call for a choice to return to the old versions.
That's real. I mean, that's
Yeah.
real as fuck, you know?
Yeah, and so they made it to where you can. So I guess that is a good thing, technically.
Yeah, I mean, you paid for the original version. You paid for a version that you knew would work on your hardware. Like, if you're going to make it suddenly not work on my hardware, like, I would like the ability to reverse that, yeah. I
Yeah,
definitely
for
can
sure.
see the issue there.
But yeah, I'm actually out of news after that. Like, I literally couldn't find anything else. But
Oh, I got a good one here. The one that is maybe the biggest news of the whole week.
okay, what you got?
The sequel to Final Fantasy VII Remake was shown as part of
forgot
Square
about
Enix's
this, yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Anniversary celebration. To end the stream, Square Enix provided our first look at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the official title for what was previously known as Remake Part 2. It's coming next winter on PS5, and you can watch the debut trailer and check out some screenshots on, I guess, GameSpot's website where I got this. As part of the announcement, Square also noted that this is the second entry in a trilogy, marking our first official understanding of how many parts this new Final Fantasy VII series will be. In a statement, creative director Tetsu Nomura said, in a statement, not a stalemate, that doesn't even make sense. In a statement, creative director Tetsu Nomura said that development of Rebirth has been progressing rapidly since we adopted a new development structure, and that some development of the third game is already in progress too. Producer Yoshinori Kitse said that second installment in trilogies often become fan favorites and, quote, in the same vein, we are aiming to make Final Fantasy VII Rebirth an even more gripping and memorable experience than Final Fantasy VII Remake. So there you go. Pretty cool. I guess a lot of people are excited about that. I'm excited about it. You know, Remake was really good. I just feel like it took way too long to put out Part 2. You know what I mean? Like, they should have...
I mean, it's still a long time because they said it's not coming till next winter.
Yeah, and they're saying it's a trilogy, so God only knows how long until the one after
third.
that. You know, fucking A.
So yeah, we'll definitely be pretty deep into our 30s by the time that we get to play the third part of this.
Yeah.
That's really insane. And we were still like midway in our 20s whenever the first part dropped, right?
Yeah.
We were like around 25 ish.
Was it? Wow, was it that long ago?
If I feel like it was.
I think like it was like 2018 or something whenever it came out, right? I mean, we're
I don't
still
know.
like in my 20s, but like
Yeah, like when was the first one? Okay, hold on. Because this is interesting to think, you know. So like, Final Fantasy
7
Remake. 7 remake, original. Let's see. Let's just see what the date shows on Wiki. Oh no. Okay, maybe it was a lot more recent than I thought.
What was it? Like
It was 2020.
2020?
Yeah.
Really?
That can't be right? Maybe
That's Integrade, huh?
that might be Intergrade. No, it was 2020.
The one on PS4.
Hold on. Okay. Let me see. I think it was
I mean, it might be. I'm just surprised if that's the case because I feel like it came out.
yeah, initial release date was 2020.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah, okay, I was completely wrong. I felt
It
like
felt way
forever ago.
longer, Yeah.
So maybe it hasn't been as long as I thought.
That's
but
not so bad. Okay.
yeah, we're just haters.
Yeah,
no, I'm
we're
just kidding.
just being haters over here. All right, moving on. We got Internet Explorer is officially dead. No more Internet Explorer. Everybody is getting moved over to Microsoft Edge.
I mean,
R.I.P. to
I thought it
the-
was already dead, so
well, you know,
this
now
is no
it's,
news to
now
me.
it's like officially dead, you know?
Well, goodbye. Good riddance.
Dang,
You know?
man.
No, I'm just kidding. No,
After all of Internet Explorer did for you, bro.
yeah, you're right.
You know? All
All
the times you booted up the old...
I saw like some Japanese like person who worked on it. They made like it. There's like an actual like tombstone for Internet Explorer in Japan somewhere now, and it's like it says like, thank you for allowing us to use you to download better browsers or something.
Oh, that's sad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. NVIDIA might have internally delayed its initial project launch month for the unannounced RTX 4000 series line of graphics cards. According to the numerous sources initially reported in early June, WCCFT Tech suggested that the launches for RTX 4090, 4080, and 4070 had all been delayed by a month, shifting them to new staggering releases across September, October, and November, respectively. This has since been corroborated by Video Cards with a Z, which claims its own sources have confirmed the same delays. Video Cards with a Z also claims that a brand new NVIDIA GPU is scheduled to launch at the end of May, but that its release has been moved to an undetermined date. The budget GTX 1630 is reportedly already with board partners and has final designs for packaging, which is weird. But an embargo on the announcement was suddenly changed by NVIDIA at the last minute. The reason, according to Video Cards with a Z, is due to shortage of components.
Components. Of course.
Although not specifically for the GPU themselves. These rumors suggest that NVIDIA will launch its next generation GPUs right before AMD plans to release its own slate of new hardware. With Radeon RX 7000 series GPUs reportedly scheduled for launch in Q4 of this year. AMD is introducing its new RDNA 3 architecture with these cards, which should hopefully help improve the ray tracing workloads while also providing better efficiency than RDNA 2 GPUs. The same architecture in both the Xbox Series X and the PS5.
Nice.
Intel is also planning to launch its first discrete GPUs for consumers later this summer. The Arc 5 and Arc 7 GPUs were recently delayed, although Intel still expects to start shipping them between July and August this year. So, GPUs on the horizon there.
Cool. That's good news for everyone.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of glad the world has kept me from getting a 3000 series, because now we got 4000 is going to get announced pretty soon. I might just hold out, you know what I mean?
Really though? I mean, like, what more could possibly happen, with like a 4000 series? You know what I'm saying? Like, the 3090 shit is already like too much. Like, what are you going to do with a fucking 3090? You know what I'm saying?
You've got a great point, but at the same time, if you can give me like a 4060 that costs the same, performs like a 3080 and costs the same as like a 3090 60 or something, I don't know.
Just kidding.
Give me that,
I don't think it'll be that cheap, but like,
I don't know, man.
We'll see.
That was a big focus on the 30 series cards, was like bringing the price back down, even though like the scalpers brought it right back up.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not in this economy. What else you got?
That's it. That's all I got.
All right, we're gonna jump on over to what is it this week? What do we call this? This upcoming
this week's
games.
Releases? Yeah.
Yeah, this week's releases. But basically, I'm gonna let you know which brand new games are coming out in the next 7 days. So get excited for Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. Coming to Series X, and that's coming June 1st, or June 21st, I'm sorry. But this is going to be just the collection, or whatever. It's not that exciting. I'm not going to read too much into it because I'm pretty sure everybody knows what Fall Guys is at this point. If you don't, you can play it on Xbox on the 21st and find out. But anyway, so then we got Milky Way Prince, the Vampire Star, coming to, hold on, let me check. This seems to be coming to Series S and X and PlayStation 5. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is actually only coming to Xbox One and PS4 on the 21st. So get ready for that. Let's read what it is. It says, Milky Way Prince is a visual novel about an abusive relationship, idealization, and intimacy. Live a summer of dysfunctional love through branching storylines, twists, sudden changes, and a special mechanic where you choose which senses you use with your boyfriend.
Live the abuse.
Like, I don't know if this is like supposed to be just some like are you getting out of it? But it doesn't seem like it.
Now in VR.
Yeah.
Feel each punch
Gosh.
with haptic feedback.
Feel the toxicity. Yeah. But yeah, so that's coming out, I guess.
Gosh, yeah.
It's got to be something that's like, something that has some like
Positive,
redeeming,
yeah.
like quality to it for it to be coming to the PlayStation Store and to
Surely,
the Xbox
yeah.
Store. You know,
No, you are the boyfriend who's just beating your
Boyfriend Simulator, the Beatdown Edition, MMA Edition. No, but and then we got Shadowrun Trilogy coming to Switch and I guess Xbox Series S and X. Let me see though, because that might actually. No, it's only coming to Switch and Xbox One. It's already on PS4.
Okay.
But the Shadowrun trilogy comprises 3 cult tactical RPG games taking place in a dystopian cyberpunk future in which magic has reawakened, bringing back to life creatures of high fantasy. Includes Shadowrun Returns, Shadowrun Dragonfall, Director's Cut, and Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition.
Oh, not Hong Kong.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's coming to Hong Kong. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so yeah, I guess if you're like a Shadowrun fan and you didn't have a PS4, no, you can play it elsewhere on the 21st. And then we got Wreckfest coming to Switch on June 21st. I'm not going to read that because you get it. But and that's been out for a while on everything else. So
Yeah.
And then we get Autobahn Police Simulator 3 coming to PC on June 23rd.
Autobahn Police Simulator. Are you just going on high-speed car chases on the Autobahn? Like,
I'll get ready. It says, in Autobahn Police Simulator 3, take on a variety of operations and unique missions to establish security on the streets. Keep moving up the ranks, and you will unlock even more demanding missions, new skills to further your growth as a good police officer.
I feel like that sounds like it could be fun, but it's probably really bad.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know why. Like,
It just doesn't sound that good. I get what you're saying. I feel you. And then we got Death Smiles 1+2 coming to PC on June 23rd. This is like a shmup, I believe. Or like a shoot 'em up. So, Death Smiles 1+2 contains both games of the bizarre side-scrolling shmup by acclaimed studio Cave, set in the world of Gilverado.
I love a good shmup.
Yeah, dude, it's always good to have a good shmup. You know what a shmup is, though, right?
Yeah, shoot 'em up.
Like
A shmup.
but like not like like for those who don't know, a shmup is like those old like where the screen just kind of moves to the right and things come in from the left. Or no, the screen moves you to the right, but things are coming in from the right side of the screen towards the left, and you just kind of dodge.
Like
and
that
shoot.
old cowboy game at the fucking arcades where you're like the little cowboys with pistols. That was like Metal
Correct.
Slug kind of.
Yeah,
I guess Metal Slug is another.
yeah. That'd be technically a shmup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like what? Like Contra or something? I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know, honestly. No, I think it's less of that. Because those are somewhat a shmup, but like a shmup is a thing where the screen moves on its own. Like you don't just get to move.
Is the screen not moving on its own on Contra?
Is it? I really don't know. I can't remember now. You're right. Maybe shmups aren't Contra. Maybe Contra is a shmup. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, where am I? No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, so yeah, you can play that. And that sounds not that fun, but it's coming. And then we got Naraka Blade Point coming to Xbox Series S and X this soon. I didn't
Hey,
realize.
19th, right?
June 23rd is what it says. Yeah, so get ready for that because it's bringing a whole campaign. And
Sweet.
yeah, the first time it's going to be on console. It's really exciting. And then we got Sonic Origins coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, and PC on June 23rd.
Sweet.
Yeah, so get ready for Sonic Origins, a compiled series of the breakthrough classic original Sonic games, including Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles, as well as Sonic CD.
Remember why you love Sonic before the horrible Sonic game comes out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm really sad about that, you know. But
Watch it. It might be. No, it's gonna be really bad.
it's gonna be really bad.
There's no way around it.
Yeah, it's very upsetting. It looks like it had so much potential, and then they were just like, fuck it. Yeah, but and then we got Steve Jackson's Sorcery, the complete collection coming to it looks like Switch, PS4, PS5, and Xbox One, which I don't know. And this is coming on the 23rd, but it says adapted from legendary designer Steve Jackson's multi-million-dollar selling game book series. Wait, not multi-million dollar, but multi-million selling. I'm guessing that just means copies. Selling game book series, and massively expanded by the award-winning narrative studio Inkle. Steve Jackson's Sorcery is a truly epic interactive adventure that bends its story around every choice you make, big and small. I've never heard of this.
What's it called again?
It's called Steve Jackson's Sorcery.
Okay, that might be kind of cool.
It might be, but it's like
It's like Dungeons and Dragons, basically, but it's fucking.
Is it?
Yeah.
So like you're familiar
So
with
like
this.
like when they're talking about like a game book, so they're talking about like Warhammer or like that kind of thing, where you buy this book that has like a world. That's how Cyberpunk is based on. It's like
okay.
That's what it came from, is like a thing like this and then people will play Dungeons and Dragons in this world that's like based on the fucking game book that you have, like, you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, hopefully it's good.
So like the DM will pull like monsters and shit from the lore that's in the book. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So is it? But like, is this gonna be good though?
Oh, I don't know.
You're saying it like it's gonna be good. Is it like it doesn't really explain. It just says it's an adventure game. So like, or an RPG. Is it gonna be like a?
It's probably like a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, basically, but like fleshed out into like a video game form. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Makes more sense. I'm just like, who's Steve Jackson? He sounds cool, but do I trust him? But anyways, we got AI, the Somnium Files, Nirvana Initiative, coming to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and the Switch on June 24th.
This has been on Game Pass for a while, I think.
Maybe
Game Pass PC, I'm pretty sure.
No, because
No?
or maybe it was already on PC and not on anything else, because it says the actual release date is June 24th.
I've definitely played this game, but I have no idea when or on what platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think you have though, because this is like a weird anime game.
I know it was a weird anime game.
Oh, okay, then
because
you
I've
have.
played it, yeah.
I'm like, Brent wouldn't play a weird anime game, and but I guess you
definitely-
have been.
definitely would.
But I guess it's on PC is where you've been playing it, because it hasn't been on anything else till now.
Honestly, I think I downloaded this thinking it was Code Vein.
Oh,
and then
okay.
it ended up being like totally different.
Well, newly appointed special agent Mizuki and her AI partner Aiba are tasked to solve the bizarre half-body serial killings in this sequel to the critically acclaimed AI, The Somnium Files.
Oh no, that's
So you played the
I played
original.
the original.
This
okay,
is the
this is a
sequel,
sequel. Okay, the
Get real, Brett.
sequel.
Get real, bro.
Got
you ain't
it.
played this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I was like very confused by the fact, but you are
Wait,
right.
So what's the new one called?
This one's called Nirvana Initiative.
Oh,
Yeah, it changes here, and I'm sure the theme song will be a Nirvana song. It's got to be. No, I'm just kidding. It won't be. And
underneath the bridge, fucking Batman comes out. Just
God, I hope not. But then we got Capcom Fighting Collection coming to PC, Switch, and Xbox One on June 24th. So get ready for this. Yeah, it's time to throw hands, drop gems, cast spells, and crush bots. Capcom Fighting Collection features 10 iconic Capcom fighting games with online play for all 10 games, as well as additional features, including a gallery of official art, a music player with hundreds of tracks, and more. And I think whenever it said crush bots, I think that might have been some meme culture there, or it could actually be robots. I'm not sure.
I think I was just interpreting that as like computers, like like you're just beating up.
I don't know,
Computers
because it was
trying
saying throw hands. So
it
I'm
did say throw hands.
so I'm assuming it's got to have something to do with like internet culture.
Maybe I'm so out of touch with the culture these days.
Me
But
too.
if you're like a fighting game fan, that seems like a pretty good package right there.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
It's got a bunch of the was it Darkstalker, Darksider games? What are the ones? I don't know.
No. Did it say that? Did I just say
I was
that?
looking at this the other day.
Okay, you tell me, because Darkstalkers, Street Fighter and Darkstalkers. See,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know shit. I don't know shit, Brent. You tell me. Especially when it comes to fighting games, I don't know anything. But and then we got Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes.
Oh, okay.
Coming to
This
Switch.
is the one that's like a Dynasty Warriors game, but Fire Emblem, right?
Yeah.
God, they got to stop with these, man.
They get your hopes up with they're like, oh, it's Fire Emblem, but it's, a Muso game. So, and then we got, so it says, uncover the fates of 3 countries in Fire Emblem's Warriors 3 Hopes for Nintendo Switch, an action-packed game featuring a unique story set in the same universe as Fire Emblem 3 Houses. So it's not just Fire Emblem, it's Fire Emblem 3 Houses, but this time
but like
it's
not.
3 Hopes.
Fire Emblem without everything that makes Fire Emblem good.
Here today. No, but and then we got Madison, which is coming to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S and X. This is coming June 24th. So this looks interesting.
Okay.
Madison is a first-person psychological horror game featuring disturbing gameplay and an unsettling and compelling narrative.
Ooh.
Every character in the game has a disturbing story that blends seamlessly into the game's narrative. Yeah.
Ooh.
And yeah, so that it sounds cool. It looks cool from the little screenshots I'm seeing.
I'd do it.
I'd do it. Will it be cool? Who knows? Except for the people that may play it. So, are you gonna play it, Brent?
What's
Does
it coming
sound
to
like-
again?
It's coming to all the stuffs except for
Is
PC.
it coming to PS5?
Yes.
Okay, I might check it out.
Yeah, give it a go.
What's it called again?
It's called Madison.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's weird when a game like flies under my radar and it's like decent looking, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm just hearing about it right before release,
Yeah, because it looks cool. It's got like a old school looking, like on like the cover for it. It's like an old school camera, like where you take the picture and then like it comes out.
Oh,
like,
yeah, okay.
right then and there. What are those called?
Like a Polaroid?
Polaroid. There we go. I it just slipped my mind. But yeah, Madison is actually, it's like mad, and then the eye is like a picture on a Polaroid, and then it says sun.
I love the idea of using a Polaroid camera as like a source of horror. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, to get real scared. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like what's that one game? Freeze frame, not freeze frame. Fatal
Frame,
Yeah,
yeah.
Fatal Frame.
if this
yeah,
ends
like-
up being like a modern Fatal Frame, that would be sick. I genuinely hope that's what we're in for here.
yeah, I'm in it. I'm in it to win it, and that's it. That's all that's coming out this week.
All right, Madison, maybe the sleeper hit there.
Hopefully so, because I mean, I'm gonna take your word for it. If it scares you,
I'll have to
it'll
try
probably
it out.
scare me.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's it for this week's releases. We are going to jump on over to currently playing. Brent, what have you been playing?
Oh man, I've been playing a lot of stuff this week. I got all that PlayStation Plus stuff going on, so it's like I've been just kind of going through the list, trying out a bunch of random shit.
What you got?
Well, first of all, I played a little more Last of Us Part 2, which is, it's been really fun. The graphics are looking sweet on the new console, you know what I mean? I played a little bit of Star Wars Bounty Hunter. You know, I got old school with it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I feel like I didn't play too much though. It's one of those games that just hasn't aged as well as I want it to. You know what I mean?
It's like in your mind, you know, it aged well.
Yeah.
But then whenever you actually go back and play it, it does not age well.
No, and the problem is like, it's like it was a good game for the time. You know, and
Very good game.
It was fun, but like nowadays we can do this so good. You could make such a sick fucking like Mandalorian game. You know what I mean? Like where you're flying around with jetpacks and blasting fools and like
And fulfilling contracts, you know, like
Yeah.
you know, you're out, you just, you know,
dude,
doing hits.
you can make that so sick with a modern gameplay and graphics and stuff.
I mean, I guess technically, if you just took the concept of Hitman, like the modern Hitman games,
Bro, let IO have it, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
yeah, fuck
That would
James
be
Bond,
sick.
do Mandalorian.
Imagine like a fucking like fleshed out like Hitman style world, but it's all Star
all
Wars.
Star Wars.
Like, oh man, and they could do different planets and stuff. Like you could have Tatooine, Kashyyyk. You could do like,
Yeah.
bro,
And just cut out little areas, but make them big and open.
Coruscant would be so sick, dude. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I
there's
think
so
that would
much
be really good,
potential
dude.
there, dude. Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah, we need that.
That's something like I feel like that would have been good on one of our topics of like you know, like us making games. You know what I'm saying? Or like
oh yeah.
it's like it's like Star Wars games that need to happen or something. You know,
Dude,
some dumb
that
shit. We
for
should have
real
done that.
should happen.
We will do it.
Yeah, we should do that.
But anyways,
Okay, and then when was the last time you played Resident Evil 1? Not like the remake, like, you know how they, like...
just
you
the
know,
OG.
Yeah, but like the real OG one. Because, like...
I haven't recently. No.
It's so bad compared to the... I mean, it's not bad. Like, the gameplay is great. It all holds up. But, like, the
Yeah.
controls are weird as fuck. And, like, the actual, like, graphics... Like, I didn't realize how much they did in the little remake they did.
Oh,
You
they
know
did
what I
a
mean?
lot.
It is like substantially better. Like the character models are all like wobbly and shit. Like, but I was playing that on like the emulator. They have like an emulator thing where you can like stream fucking random like old school games on the PS5, and that's one of the games they have. They also have like the remade version that you can play, so you can like play them side by side. And
Oh,
see.
this is on like PlayStation Plus?
Yeah, this is on the PlayStation Plus.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And you can like rewind it and stuff, so it's like most of the emulators where you can do like a save states and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that game without save states is hard as fuck.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really hard because I mean, like like there is save states in the game, but it's
You
not
have to have
like
the ribbons.
Yeah.
know?
and they give you so little ribbons.
Yeah, it's kind of unfair.
It really is.
All right. Then I played a little bit of Ghost Runner, which I always get to like the part where you get the grappling hook and then just say fuck this game. I've tried to play it like 3 times and then that's about as far as I get every time.
I don't even know what Ghost Runner is. Do I?
It's like
Have I played this? It sounds like Shadowrun,
it's like
but it also sounds like every other game that has runner in the name.
you
which
have like a
there's lot.
ninja sword and you're like fighting like henchmen and like you have to be perfect. Like if you get hit once you die, but like you just have to like fight like 4 or 5 dudes in like one area, but you're like running on walls and like sliding, dodging bullets and stuff, and like it's pretty cool, but it's like really fucking hard.
Oh, okay.
Like obnoxiously hard.
Gotcha. Is it kind of like almost like a Celeste type game, but with like
It's
more
like a
fighting?
first person game where you're like fucking
Oh.
like it's got really good graphics and like ray tracing and shit, and like it's you have a ninja sword and you're like cutting people up and like running on the walls and shit. It's pretty cool, but it's just really hard.
Just too difficult.
Yeah. I mean,
Gotcha.
it's not too difficult. Like if I really wanted to, I could probably sit there for a fucking week and like knock it out, but it's
But
just,
you don't want to.
it's just not worth it, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And then I played a little bit of Ollie Ollie World, which is fun and all, but I don't feel like it justifies its like full game price tag. You know what I mean? Like it's they're trying to like sell it to you like it's a full ass game, and it feels like a phone game to me. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I don't know. It's cool and all, but it's just
Not worth.
not it. You know. Then I played a little bit of Hot Wheels Unleashed because they had that on the PlayStation Plus thing. And that game is actually sick as fuck. Like,
That's what I've heard.
it's like really good. The graphics are awesome. It has like strong Mario Kart vibes. Like the gameplay is a lot like Mario Kart without items, but more like on the track shit to like boost you
Yeah.
around. It's kind of like Mario Kart and F-Zero had a baby. You know what I mean?
Does it look like you're riding on one of those little plastic like
Tracks? Yes.
That is
And all the
badass.
cars have this like they look like the die-cast metal, but like super high detail.
Oh,
Like all the
nice.
mirrors are like the little like plasticky looking mirrors and shit. It's so cool.
Oh,
Like,
that's awesome.
it's really, really neat. And they have tons and tons of little cars you can unlock. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. Then I played a little bit of Saints Row 3 Remastered just because I just wanted to, like, I don't know, drive around and shoot some stuff, you know? Which is great. Looks good on the new consoles.
Cool.
Then me and Audra played through the Quarry again, which is awesome. This is our second time playing through it, which I got to say, first playthrough of the Quarry was really good. It was a lot of fun. The second playthrough, we tried hard to do as much different shit as possible. And, like, the game doesn't branch as much as I want it to, you know? Some of
Right.
these games will, like, put you in just totally different situations and scenarios and shit depending on what you do, you know? And this game was more about, like, who lives or dies. Like, no matter what you do, you always seem to kind of end up in the same situation, but,
even
like,
if somebody dies
yeah,
that
even if
didn't
somebody
die
dies,
before.
they'll just won't be there. You know what I mean? Or like their input won't be relevant. Or like, you know, some people will get infected or something. Oh, I don't want to ruin anything, but like, there's definitely like
Some changes.
there's some changes, but it's not as like intense as like Until Dawn or like Detroit Become Human or something like that. You know what I mean? Like in Until Dawn, there are situations where you can have like different characters be in totally different scenarios, like different groups of people, you know, like depending on what you do. You know what I mean? I don't know. The Quarry is a really fun, cool game, but I just feel like it could have branched a little more. And I feel like they wanted it to branch a little more. Like there are points in the game where like I feel like they had an idea and they just didn't like they cut it out for like the sake of time or something. Like,
I don't think it's time. I think it's budget. You know, because
maybe budget, yeah, because like
they don't have PlayStation behind them on this. I don't think.
no.
So
I mean, the game is definitely like a big game, you know? It's like, I mean, both of our playthroughs took about 10 hours, you know what I mean? And, like, there's like moments where, like, okay, you'll be like, let me have the shotgun, and you'll have this big argument about who gets the shotgun, and, like, you work really hard to, like, keep the shotgun. Like, you make this whole ass out of yourself trying to, like, tell the guy, I'm keeping the shotgun kind of thing. And then it cuts to the next scene, and he's just like, you know what? And you don't have any choice over this. He's like, you know what? I'm sorry, man. Here's the shotgun. And he just gives it to him. It's like, well, why did I just sit here and argue about the shotgun for, like, the last 10 minutes? You know what I mean? Like because we were convinced. We were like, the first time we did it, we were just like, just give him the shotgun. And like, the next time we're like, all right, this time we're keeping the shotgun. It's going to change everything. And it's like, you know, there was never really a choice there. You know what I mean?
you were gonna get that.
It was
shotgun.
all just an illusion of choice at that point. You know what I mean? Which really rubs me the wrong way in a game that's all about choices. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, you got to think. So who's what was the
Supermassive.
Yeah, but it's the spiritual successor to which
Until
game?
Dawn.
To Until Dawn. I always forget the title because it's such a weird way to. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
Until Dawn. But so like Until Dawn was a PlayStation exclusive
Right.
for these guys. Like
Mhm.
and so you have to wonder how much of PlayStation's input was there because, you know, I imagine there was a lot. Like they were basically telling them like do it this way or like try this. And also it was something that hadn't been done as well.
Well, it's the same thing with
You know, at the
Detroit
time.
Become Human, which is like the game that I kind of put every other game like that up against as far as like my standard for like what a game like that has the potential to be. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? They had that PlayStation money too. You know, that
Yeah.
was for a long time a PlayStation exclusive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what it was. Is like you had the PlayStation money. Two, you had PlayStation being like, it better be this good or we're not putting it out.
Yeah.
You know, like because that's just who they are. So now whenever they're off on their own and they're like, this is a spiritual successor without the name, you know, and without the money, it's just not going to be as good. But it's
Yeah.
going to be a good game. It's just not going to be as good. You
I
can't
will
expect
say-
it to be.
Yeah, I will say it's better than all the Dark Pictures anthology games.
Mhm.
Like, it's better than all of them, including the one I like a lot, which is House of Ashes. I think House of Ashes is the most solid Dark Pictures anthology game, but I think this game is like exponentially better than House of Ashes. I just feel like it's definitely worth at least one playthrough, but I wouldn't like go beat yourself up if you make the wrong decision or something, because at the end of the day it all kind of fucking just goes to the same place, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. No, definitely. But then for me, I guess I played Warzone, of course. But
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. I skipped the most important one. I was saving it for last. I also tried out the new Resident Evil updates. I have 2.
oh yeah, how were they?
Well, I have 2 and 7. So I started playing 2 a little bit while I was like waiting for 7 to download, because 7's like my favorite. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I played a little bit of 2. It looks great, but 2 had some frame rate issues on the PS5. So, like, if you turn off the ray tracing, obviously solid 60 frames per second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you... There's even, like, a super high frame rate mode where it'll, like, turn on the VRR and, like, bring it up to, like, the hundreds of frames if you have, like, a TV that can support it or whatever. But, with the ray tracing mode on, it's like an unlocked frame rate that goes up to 60. You know what I mean? So
Oh, okay.
it sits at 60 like 20% of the time, and then like the other rest of the time it's like in the low 50s to the high 40s. You know what I mean? Like kind of juddering around and stuff, which is like cool and all. You know what I mean? What's up, Bubble Bass?
Oh,
What's
dang.
going on, man?
Back. What's up?
But
Hope you
know,
brought the pickles.
it looks okay. It's like the problem is like I don't know. I just feel like the frame rate is kind of an issue. But I bet it performs better on the Xbox Series X for some reason. Like if it's just the exact same thing with the unlocked frame rate and everything, I can almost guarantee it's running like really smooth on the Series X. You know what I mean? But the ray
Oh, yeah.
tracing is really nice on it. I feel like the ray tracing is definitely the biggest addition on both of these games. You know what I mean? Because like in 2 specifically, there's like lights that are coming in through the window and stuff, and you see like the beams
I bet
of
that game
light.
looks so good with ray tracing, with all the water
It's,
and the wetness of that game.
it's so wet and shiny and glorious, and like you know the part where you go in like the main building. Another thing that's kind of interesting is like the ambient lighting of like just everything in general. Like it's kind of got this like fog in the air or something, like this diffused lighting in the air that kind of just makes everything look like it's got a glow to it or something. It's hard to even explain, but all of them are like that. All the new ones. I didn't play 3, but I assume it's just like 2. You know what I mean? But anyways, so I booted up 7, which is like probably my favorite Resident Evil game, just because I don't know, it's just so weird and freaky and like it's so intense. Like 7 is just an intense fucking game, dude. You know, I've only played it in VR, so like I mean, I played a little bit of it not in VR, but this is my first time like really sitting down and just going through the whole thing not in VR. You know what I mean?
And it's still scary, dude.
It's still scary. I just got done with the Marguerite fight, which is like one of the best. I feel like it's one of the best boss fights in all of video games. Like fucking, it's really hard. It's fucking scary as shit because she's just like she'll come out of the ceiling and like she'll just be waiting for you there, and she'll like come down and like ugh. What's going on?
Brent, can you read that? I'm like
Let's see.
blind. This is from Bubble Bass.
He says, "Why can't I give bits? I want to give you my money." Hey man.
Hey man, we appreciate that.
Yeah, don't even worry about
Yeah,
it.
right now we are not we're not cool enough to get money on Twitch, but if you do want to help us out, you could always check out our Patreon.
Yeah, we got shirts. Check this out.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, go over to our Patreon, and we'll actually, if you're subscribed to our Patreon, we'll send you a shirt. By the way, even if you're not on like the tier with the the shirt, just because you wanted to give us some money on Twitch as well, which I'm sure eventually, if we do that, then you can always do that. So, what's it say?
It said no, but I like to give my money to the people I watch. Put my money in bits, so I can go to your card, get bits.
Get bits. We'll check it out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll look into
We'll,
that.
we'll have to check it out and let you give us money.
Would
No,
you-
just kidding.
But yeah, anyway, so I'm replaying Resident Evil 7. It's fucking super intense. Like, man, I don't know. I'm just really enjoying it. It's like one of my favorite games. And I'm kind of blasting through it because I remember where most of the stuff is, so I'm, But yeah, Resident Evil 7 doesn't have the frame rate issues, and the ray tracing is fucking excellent. So, like, all around, it's just a really beautiful game. Like, I don't know. I'm excited to play 8 again after I'm done with 7, because a lot of the stuff from 7, too, is kind of like, whoa, were they thinking about all the stuff from 8 already whenever they were making 7? Because, like, it implies a lot of things that happen in 8. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's retrospect. Like they go in 8 to
then look through all the stuff from 7, like what can we do,
Yeah.
It feels planned out though. Like if you look at the story from 8, it's like wow, and then you go back and play 7, it's like, man, it just almost seems like they had all this planned out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of people felt that with Star Wars. It's very easy to like make something and then go back and look at all of it. Not saying that they didn't already have plans for like 8, but I really think they had to have made 7 not expecting to make a sequel because of how Resident Evil was doing at the time.
Yeah.
They didn't really know how well it was going to do with the first person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
So like I'm sure they had ideas, but I think this just goes to show how much they care, is that they went back and they were like, okay, we need to make sure there's no plot holes. We need to think about things that, how can we further this story with like Ethan and with, the shit that gets on him inside of the, like, what is it? The
Baker House.
The Baker House, dust or whatever the fuck that shit is.
Oh, the mold.
The mold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm sure they went back and thought a lot about that stuff before they made 8, and it makes a lot more sense that way. But if they already had all this shit planned, hey, more props to them.
Right.
But that's crazy. But yeah, really the only game I played outside of Warzone this week was the TMNT Shredder's Revenge, which
Oh yeah, I played a little bit of that too. I forgot.
yeah, it was good. It's definitely a beat 'em up. Like
I like it a lot. It feels like a solid throwback to Turtles in Time, which is like one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely hitting on that nostalgia bone for people who are a big fan of Turtles in Time.
Oh yeah, it's definitely better than Turtles in Time. That's for sure.
Well, yeah,
like,
definitely. But
hold up wise, like Turtles in Time is like just straight button mashing. Which, by the way, we're done with currently playing. Let's just jump into the topic.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hop in there.
Yeah, today's topic of the show is how can we make beat 'em ups great again? Not to just steal the election. No, I'm just kidding. No, but like to steal the whatever Donald Trump's thing is. But like it's just we're being serious. How can these games be brought back? I feel like beat 'em ups are the one thing that haven't really been reintroduced in a meaningful way.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, like, Streets of Rage 4 was good. This game is good.
Yeah, Battletoads was okay.
Battletoads was okay. It seems like they keep almost doing it. Like, I would give TMNT Shredder's Revenge like a 7 or an 8. Like it's
pretty good.
It's good for what it is.
I like that they tried to do new things, and I think that they have had the closest stab at, like, I don't know, refreshing the formula. Like you said, Streets of Rage 4 came out, and it was just like another Streets of Rage game with, like, slightly more modern graphics. You know what I mean? Battletoads came out. It's just another Battletoads game with slightly more modern graphics. This game has, like, the button combos and, like, the, I don't know.
Yeah. So I think the difference
and, like, the 6-player and stuff.
The 6-player, that part's cool too. But it's still okay. It's still a beat 'em up that just feels like a beat 'em up. It's not a game you can play by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can, but it's kind of sad. It's kind of lonely. Like trying to play through Shredder's Revenge on your own. Like,
fortunately, it's got online play, which is nice.
Which also, if you don't have friends to play with at the time,
you can matchmake.
Yeah, but come on, you gonna sit there and play with random people on a beat 'em up?
I did a little bit. It was a lot of fun.
Was it? Was there like chat, like online, like
I wasn't
gameplay?
chatting with anybody personally. But
is there game chat?
I'm not sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe.
You gotta have game chat. Otherwise, I mean, it's supposed to be like you're back at the arcade with your boys, you know, throwing some quarters in the machine, or like you're on your Super Nintendo and you got the homies over and you're playing together. You got some pizza because it's fucking Ninja Turtles, dude.
Yeah,
You know
obviously.
what I'm saying? But like, my thing is like, how do you modernize a game like that? How do you make it, you know, something worth playing for hours on end without friends? Like, how could you make a brawler, a beat 'em up, into like a modernized game? You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you make it into a fun, you know, like campaign? You know what I'm saying?
All right, I got an idea here.
What's that?
What if you incorporate like roguelite mechanics, okay? So it's like a typical 2-player brawler game, right? And you just go and you're beating bosses, you're moving down, you're going down the level. But instead of dying and then like doot respawn, you know, you die and then it's like, okay, you wait until your friend dies and then maybe he makes it to the end of the level and there's some kind of power up he can get to get you back up or something, but it's unlikely, you know? Like you wait for him to die and then once he dies, you guys both start over and you spend all your like gold on fucking power-ups or something. So this time you're a little more powerful than the first time you started, you know what I mean? And then you keep going through and you until you're like super overpowered badasses and you're just beating your way through the first levels easy, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay, no, that's a good idea. And I'd be surprised. Has that not been done?
I mean, there's roguelike games and there's multiplayer roguelike games,
But they're
not
not
in like a just straight up
brawlers.
beat 'em up.
Yeah,
format,
how has
you know?
nobody thought to do that? Like, that's such a simple yet
Yet refined.
yeah, that's like crazy to think about that hasn't been done yet.
It seems doable too, right?
It seems
You
really
know?
doable. Yeah, like just make a fucking really cool beat 'em up that's got like all the aspects of that, like that you're talking about right here.
All you need is just incentive to like start over once you die. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the real thing that'll keep you playing for hours, you know?
Good thinking. Good thinking. We need a Soulsborne beat 'em up, dude.
Ooh,
How would that
could be
work?
sick, dude.
And I was thinking that they kind of did that with this game where like there's a little bit of skill-based fighting,
Yeah.
but it's not enough. Like they added like the dodge roll on the TMNT game,
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
which is interesting. But I say make it more focused on the skill-based fighting because you can still technically just button mash.
Okay, I got a
to beat
thought for
game.
this too on the skill-based fighting thing. So
Okay.
I'm with you on that. I think we should just take it to the next fucking level with the skill-based fighting. But what
Yeah.
I was thinking is like, what game has it down? You know, as far as skill-based fighting is concerned, and my brain keeps going back to the UFC game. Okay, there's
okay.
something about the cool thing about the UFC game is you can make him do anything you would do in a fight. Like you can throw a cross, a punch, an uppercut, a jab. You know, like you can make his right hand do whatever you want, and you can make his left hand do whatever you want, independent of each other. You know, his legs are the same way. You know, and then the wrestling, there's a way to like initiate a double leg instead of a single leg, you know, or like do different judo moves and like jujitsu moves and stuff, you know, like, and they basically have like everything you can think of that would be applicable in a real fight, like that you can make this guy do, like with different button combinations, and it's really complicated, you know what I mean? But like once you get it down, like you can make him do just about anything, you know, and like if you were to take that like button set, like just the actual like button combos and stuff you did, and then make his like movements a little more like forward at a like faster pace, you know what I mean? You could just have him like face off against one like weaker character after another until you're just like beating the shit out of people with you know, like make the UFC fighting mechanics into like a game that's where you're just like not in the UFC, but you're using like these real world fighting techniques and
like
stuff
MMA
to, like,
fighting.
Yeah, but like in like a scenario where you're like beating your way through a dojo to get to the master at the end, and then you like fight him. Like
That might be too much Sifu.
like Sifu, but like the thing about Sifu is it's not like what I'm
Realistic
saying.
fighting.
Sifu, you're just mashing square and he's doing like you know, like what I'm talking about is like square controls your left hand, triangle controls your right hand, circle controls your right leg, you know.
Yeah. Each
so,
each
like,
limb independently.
So like, you know, if you want to do like a spinning kick, you have to like hold a massive amount of buttons and push the button that
You
does the
have to
spin,
get
you know what I
carpal
mean?
tunnel
Like,
to get good at
you
this
gotta
game.
figure it out, you know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean? Like, you have to, like, spend time training your little character in the dojo to figure out the moves and stuff. I don't know. I mean,
No, you're
maybe
right.
this is just my dream game, but, like, I want, like, to apply my UFC game training into a different game somehow. You know what I mean? I want the people who made the UFC 4 game to, like, make an adventure game with the same exact mechanics from UFC 4. Like, I know that sounds crazy.
No, I agree. I think that would be really cool to somehow like to make it maybe like okay, maybe you're like a UFC fighter who's been like, you know, you've been cut out of the UFC, all right? And it's like almost like a Daredevil situation.
Like Tony Hawk Underground, where it's not like you're doing professional stuff anymore, but it's like, you know.
Yeah, or no, take it like this. Like maybe you were like an up and coming UFC fighter. You were going to be the next big thing. But then like your whole name is trashed and somebody Max Payne'd you. Somebody beat the shit out of your family. You know, they just beat him up. They didn't kill him. And so now you're fighting your way through Hell's Kitchen.
Black eye, like.
You know, yeah, you're like punching your way through Hell's Kitchen. You know, like you're just in the streets, you know, fighting your way to the top of the street fighting, like, you know, thing. But maybe there's like all these different, like, you know, you don't really have to focus too hard on the story, but make it more fun, like what you're saying, and make it more focused on the skill-based fighting.
Yeah,
you know?
that would be really cool.
I think that's really important, is to add skill-based fighting. And I think this game, this TMNT game, obviously...
It's a step in the right direction for sure.
Definitely. It's a step in the right direction, but they had to obviously make it appeal to people who don't want to do that. They just want a button mashing, you know, game. So take the TMNT out of it. Give us like some really cool fucking characters. Like make up some crazy characters that would be cool to have up to 4 players in. Make it over the shoulder. Like you know, third person like fighting, like 3D third person fighting game. But like you were saying, make it a UFC. And I think we've just already created the perfect brawler.
Dude, yeah, that sounds really good.
The perfect beat 'em up. I'm really surprised this hasn't been done. And I think the first person to do it and do it well is gonna create like the next big thing. You know?
Yeah. I was thinking of some other gimmicks you could employ, like from modern gaming. You know, a lot of like side-scrolling series that try to refresh the fucking formula seem to do the 2.5D thing.
It's like, no, I don't want to have to fucking.
You don't like that idea? You don't want to like
No.
walk down a hall forwards for like a little bit of the level, beating people up. Like, is that?
No. I want to walk forwards. I don't like the. I get what you're saying.
Like you know, normal beat 'em up most of the level, and then suddenly the camera perspective changes a little, and you're walking down a hall beating people up from the back. You know what I mean? And then it like goes back to the normal once you get to the end of the hall. You know what I mean?
I say just fucking don't do the normal thing at all. Just keep it down, walking down hallways, down alleyways, but like from third person, viewpoint.
Yeah.
I want like God of War viewpoint.
Like the Warriors, kind of.
Yeah, like the Warrior. Definitely, the Warriors is the way to go, but make it more focused on the skill. You know, like if you could take the Warriors and then add your UFC idea, that is the perfect beat 'em up game.
You know, then another thing that would be fun with the UFC thing, you know, like in a lot of beat 'em up games, you can like pick up iron pipes and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it would be fun to just like pick up an iron pipe, but like still have your UFC buttons, so you could like, you know, do like a hook with the pipe, or like a, you know, uppercut with the pipe, or like a poke him with the pipe for a jab. You know what I mean? Like,
or like it's like whenever you have a weapon, it's like in a first person shooter where when you get in a vehicle, there's a whole different control set.
oh yeah, the controls are kind of different.
Yeah.
Or like your button that the thing that it does is kind of different.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's more aimed towards like, oh, I'm holding a weapon now. Like
I would love to see what the people at EA could do, like, if you were just coming up with weapon combos with the same like button scheme. Like,
oh yeah. I honestly
nunchucks
think
and shit, like
whoever used to work at Rockstar whenever they made the Warriors game, like if they're off not working for Rockstar anymore, they should be the ones to do this. Like do a spiritual successor UFC brawler fucking beat 'em up game. It would be so cool, dude.
that would be really cool.
Have different gangs and like factions that want to fuck you up and stuff like that. Oh man, it would be so fun.
Another thing with beat 'em ups, like side-scrolling beat 'em ups that you don't see, like almost always it's like some kind of cartoony art style or like pixel art or something. What if you went for like hyper realism?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just like a normal beat 'em up game, just like side-scrolling and everything, but just like ray
I want
trace
God of
fucking-
War. Like that's what I'm saying. God of War over the shoulder, like you're just like walking.
But
and you
even
got
if
these
it wasn't over
fucking
the
traps
shoulder, just
beating the shit out of each other.
imagine the Ninja Turtles game, but everything is just like fucking just beautifully
Beautiful.
realistic. Like
Yeah.
the turtles have the fucking shells reflecting in the sunlight. You know what I mean?
What kind of shells
Like,
are reflective?
We're talking about fucking ray traced turtles, fucking 3D. You know? What
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean? Like,
I get what you mean, but like definitely.
you can see April O'Neil's pores and shit on her face. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about.
Definitely. But take the turtles out of it. I don't want any Ninja Turtles.
No, I'm
shit
just saying,
happening.
like,
yeah.
the difference would be that.
Yeah, for sure.
You could apply it to anything, really. Like,
And the cool thing about it is if you made it this way and you made it good, you could have like a straight up battle royale. That's where battle royales came from anyways. It's like, fight like wrestling, like like they all just fight and then the battle royale would happen, the last man standing type situation. You could have a straight up beat 'em up battle royale game, like as like a side or like a other mode in the game, you know what I'm saying? Like just a random multiplayer mode that that would be fun as fuck too.
that would be fun.
Yeah. I think we've done it. I think we've made a modern, like if somebody ever listened to this besides Bubble Bass, hey Bubble Bass, if somebody outside of Bubble Bass and like our people on Facebook and stuff, like an actual developer heard this, I think it would be amazing. I think
we can inspire.
we
Watch,
can
next
inspire.
week they're going to drop it. This game is just going to be announced, fucking.
Oh yeah, of course. That's how it always happens for us for
Yeah.
some reason. We always come up with an idea, or like we're like, oh, they should, bring this game back, and then it drops, or we'll like come up with like a fucking cool ass like remake that should happen, and they're like, guess what?
Look, I'm not saying we're responsible for every banger that's been dropped in the past 5 years, but
We're pretty much responsible. No, at least our vibes are. We're like whatever vibes we're sending out into the universe causes it to like just happen like very like imagine all the people who liked Hunter x Hunter before me and we're just talking about like, oh dude, it'd be awesome if Hunter x Hunter would come back, but it's just canceled. And then like we came on here and we were just talking hardcore about Hunter x Hunter nonstop for like a year. Like I would just never shut the fuck up about it. Togashi's back, bitch. Like he's back and he's making shit. He's one chapter away from the manga coming back.
Oh my god.
Not the anime, but the manga.
That's one step
That's
closer
one
to
step
the
closer,
anime
yeah.
coming back.
He's on chapter 399. We need
Wow.
once he's done with that, we're back, bitches. He's just got to do 400. You know what I'm saying?
So, how many chapters is he going to release?
10.
10?
He's already about to be done, like with 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? That's insane. I'm ready for that. I'm sorry.
I wish I could get my hands on the actual manga. I would totally read them.
Yeah, dude, I have sent
I
you.
just can't. I can't do
Can't
the
read
online
it
thing.
on the
It just-
on the phone. You can't.
yeah, it doesn't vibe with me the same way. I don't know.
I'm gonna buy them for myself, and then force you to read them.
I'm
Like,
cool with that. Yeah, I would
yeah,
love that. Yeah.
Get you the physical.
I was looking for them the other day. They have a bunch of manga at Game Exchange, but
They're not gonna have Hunter x
they
Hunter
didn't
there.
have Hunter on it.
Second and Charles though, they got them there.
Really?
Yeah, but I'll just buy them online. I'm gonna get the fucking like basically everything every chapter from the end of the anime forward. I'm gonna just get them just so you have them
Hell yeah, dude.
to read.
I'm
But
super down.
anyways, that's it for today's topic of the show. I feel like Devin probably would have brought something else we wouldn't have thought of. It's hard doing this as a duo, but at the same time, I feel like we covered all the ground that's possible.
Yeah, I feel good about that.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
laid some good groundwork for that. And but anyways, yeah, if you think we missed something or have like a good idea for a good way to bring the beat 'em ups back and make them great again, dude, then let us know in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak podcast, and we'll talk with you about it there. But we're gonna jump on over to the People's Champion.
All right, People's Champion. I'm going to give it to Aaron Jones.
Alonesy Jonesy again.
He comes with the heat every time. It's just
It is true.
It's just
He does bring the
unstoppable,
heat.
you know? He said, "How fast would you jump at a Guitar Hero remaster of 1 through 3 for current gen? Maybe make it VR."
Yes, I would.
I would do that.
Didn't they try something like that? Didn't they try a VR thing? No. It was a live. They did a Guitar Hero live.
They
or
do
some
have
shit.
the people who made Guitar Hero Harmonix have made VR games that are like rhythm-based games. And then there's another game in VR called Unplugged that's very similar to Guitar Hero. But the problem with Unplugged is it uses the Oculus's like hand tracking to like do this hand with your butt, like the frets, and this hand with the strumming, which sounds like a really cool concept, but like the hand tracking isn't really like advanced enough to like do it accurately the whole time, so it ends up just being really wonky. But yeah, I would totally dig that, man. I was always a big fan of Guitar Hero, you know? Or like, I wouldn't mind like Guitar Hero Ultimate that just puts every song that's ever been in Guitar Hero into one track.
To one
you know
game.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that would be sick.
Why
dude.
not just do
like
that?
take all the Aerosmith Guitar Hero games and all the fucking, you know,
Green Day,
Metallica,
and
all that
dumb
shit. Just add it all into one fucking game. You know, all the Devil Went Down to Georgia's and the Guitar Hero 2 tracks and the, you know, even the early Guitar Hero 1. Put it all together.
I think the reason they can't is because of the same.
Licensing?
Yeah, it's licensing. It's the same reason why Tony Hawk took forever to show the fuck back up.
Yeah.
And it still doesn't have all the songs, you know?
Well, even if you can do that, and the problem is, like, to make a modern Guitar Hero, there's, like, no good rock music that comes out these days, you know? Like,
I don't know. There's that Polyphia bullshit that drops. Like I think there was like a song from Polyphia. I
don't even know who that is, you know? So maybe I just don't know the good music.
Yeah, you just
know?
don't know, dude. No, but Polyphia is like the guys from Dragon Force were literally like the guitarist from Dragon Force, the Asian guy, has his own YouTube channel.
Oh.
And he's pretty popular on YouTube, and he like reacts to shit and like does his own like, you know, whatever. But he was just talking about how the new Polyphia song, Playing God or whatever, was just trending number 7 on YouTube, like in general. So like, yeah, there's still room for it. You know, there's still people that listen to that, and still, you just got to bring some new shit. You know what I'm saying? And make it popular. That was the thing. Guitar Hero made that shit extra popular.
Yeah, a lot of those songs I would have never known about otherwise, you know?
Yeah, I would have never heard Dragon Force.
You know, Rock Band could make a comeback, too. I wouldn't be mad at that either, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But anyways, yeah, no, good question.
Yeah, good question. We also have Brian Moctezuma here. He says, what name has Jamel chosen for GameSpeak Dog 2.0?
Oh, that is Ollie.
Ollie the dog.
Ollie the dog.
There you are, Brian.
Ollie the good boy.
Then we got DL Shiver here. He says, do you guys have any cool concepts for games that you would like to see made? Maybe an original idea of your own that you think would be super dope.
I think we
Didn't we just came up with one a minute ago?
Yeah, it was the Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
So the concept of the new Hitman games, where it's like a clockwork type situation, where it's like it puts you in a Star Wars themed area, and you are a bounty hunter, and you've got to either kill or capture your your Star Wars contract, and whoever it is that you got to get your bounty, and then figure it out. And like they come in at certain ways, and maybe you got to be stealthy.
The only thing that would be weird about that is like, and I'm down for this idea. I just feel like the disguises are such a big part of Hitman, you know. And if you're a Mandalorian, you can't take your helmet off. You know what I mean? So it's like,
well, that's the thing. Maybe you don't have to be a Mandalorian. You just have to be a bounty hunter. There's so many different bounty hunters. You don't have to be a Mandalorian to be a bounty hunter.
A jetpack would be sweet.
That doesn't mean you can't have a jetpack. Like just because you're a Mandalorian, or just because you're not a Mandalorian, doesn't mean you can't have a jetpack. Think of all the others.
When was the last time you saw somebody with a jetpack that wasn't Mandalorian?
Probably the Mandalorian. Or I mean, not the Mandalorian. Well, besides the Mandalorian, probably the Bounty Hunter game. There's like other bad guys and stuff in that game that have jetpacks.
Okay, that's fair. Cool.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Yeah, well,
bro. No, just kidding. But anyways. Yeah.
All right, yeah, and that's our questions for this week. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you, everybody who has been listening, and thank you, Alonzi and DL, for giving us some dope questions. And now that's it. That's the show this week. Unless, Brent, did you have something?
No.
Okay, yeah, we're on to the end of the show. Remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast, courtesy of GameSpeakPodcast.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast platforms as an audio podcast, but you can watch it live before anyone else on twitch.tv/GameSpeak Podcast, like our boy Bubble Bass does every Monday evening at 7:50 p.m. CST. And by the way, Bubble Bass, we are going to check out whatever this bits thing is, because that is a cool concept. I've never heard of that. But be sure to submit any questions you want us to read on the show to the GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast. Check out our video content on youtube.com/createforsanity. And then if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle AlJaFarJamel, Brent at Brent has one. That's the number one. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast. Oh, Devin. He's not here. But Devin at Devondrius, I apologize, Devin. I just never wrote you in here. I just do it by heart, and I just forgot because you weren't here. We're sad about it. No, but check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. And until next time, listeners.